Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a musical edition of Drive-By Reviews, where we are reviewing the beautiful and elegant Taylor Big Baby. So just very briefly, I'm going to give you an example of some musical licks, a few chords, a little exercise routine, just to kind of give you an example of how it sounds here in this video. Alright, great. So, I'll tell you this. When I first got this, one of the big complaints is that the action is too high. Mostly due, not to the nut, but actually from the saddle. The saddle was a little high. It just caused it to be a little hard to play. My Jasmine Takamine has always been hard to play, requiring pretty significant calluses and pushing to get no buzz. Now, I lowered this down where it is about 2.5 millimeters, and that's just about perfect. I mean, just to press down, it takes almost nothing. And that's exactly what I like out of an acoustic guitar. I love the fact that this is a little smaller. It allows me to really play up and down the fretboard. Now, it's true, compared to a full dreadnought, the sound isn't quite as loud. And it really depends what you're going for. The version I purchased doesn't have the electronics in place, so if I wanted to create an electric pickup, I'd have to actually put one in. But, you know, playing this out and about in the world, it wouldn't be bad just around a campfire. People have said this is great for live gigs. I would probably choose something else for a live gig, but it would sound beautiful in a live gig. It would do its job. It just wouldn't be as loud. And, you know, overall, not as good as, say, a $1,000 or $2,000 guitar, of course. Now, this particular guitar retails for $600. You can get it for way cheaper on the secondary markets. This is actually one I can stand behind all the reviews out there. This is an excellent guitar. If you want one to really take out and use in different ways, it sounds beautiful, is fun to play, that's the way to go. Now, I do want to point out, although you can see this has a very nice finish, nice gloss here on the guard. The reason why this is sold for less is because some of the details just aren't as eloquent as some of the other Taylor guitars out there. You know, just very simple plastic dots, you know, a nice finish, but reminiscent of the difference between a fully hardwood floor and this being the laminate, right? You know, just kind of a plasticky black covering here. I'm not sure why they chose black on this particular model. I settled for it because this was a really good deal. I will say this though, the tuners on here hold their ground very well. This guitar holds its tune very well. I'm out in a very humid part of the world, so the humidity has actually changed the action as the wood has gotten used to being shipped from wherever it came from, changes in the heat. And when I originally lowered the action by changing the saddle, it started off at about 3.5 millimeters, and over the last 2 months it has been lowering every day till it came down to about 2.5, maybe even slightly lower than 2.5. And you know, you might have heard that in some of the songs I'm playing. It's starting to get close to a little buzz on the G string. You can hear that, in which case I may need to adjust my saddle once again. But then again, what's nice about this is very simple. These pins come out pretty easy. Plastic pins. There you go again on pulling back on the cost of making this guitar, right? And of course the laminate. But overall, great bang for your buck, as they say. More so than the Jasmine Takamine. Really, what are you wasting your time for if you're a musician or even a starting player, why are you buying these cheap guitars? Truly, you got to ask yourself, when you want to get into music, when you're in music and you're playing, what do you want to play with? Do you want to play with the cheapest the world has to offer? I don't understand when people say bang for your buck on the Jasmine Takamine, and I will do a review of that pretty soon here, because this guitar can be found for around $200, $250, even though it retails for $600, and it's a great playing guitar. Very easy on the fingers, very beautiful in sound, nice to look at, smells nice as always. It's kind of like anything else, any other hobby you get into. The original investment pales in comparison to the strings, the upkeep, the things you buy as the different types of accessories for your guitar. That's going to start running your bill up. But when it comes down to it, if you buy a cheaper and cheaper guitar, this stuff is kind of not really worth your while, as you're going to limit the amount of success, the amount of playing, the type of playing you can do by the quality of guitar. I love Taylor quality. Even though this is made in Mexico, they have upheld the standard. I have heard on some websites and forums that there are some lemons, but when is there not lemon? That's why Taylor stands behind its name and its brand. It will replace a guitar if it's a lemon. But I would say, you know, things like eBay, Amazon, they have already their return clauses. So go out and get one of these. If you're sitting down on a Jasmine Takamine, please, or something cheap and old, and you feel like it's not easy to play, yeah, I can't recommend this more highly as a basic guitar. It's a very nice, beautiful guitar, and it plays well. Well, for all you musicians out there, and for those of you who are interested in this guitar, thank you for watching. Have fun with it. I believe it's a great investment. If you can find one in your local guitar store, whatever sells instruments in your area, by all means, please go to town. Out on the area where I'm at, the only guitar store in the entire region, not even just in the city, the whole frickin' region, doesn't even sell Taylors. And that's tragic, I think. I know they're expensive, but they should at least have one or two sitting in there, right? Alright guys, thanks for watching. Tune in next time when I review the Jasmine Takamine S35. Thank you.
Oh, please subscribe if you feel so